small fringe minority of people who are on their way to Ottawa or who are holding unacceptable views that they're expressing do not represent the views of Canadians who have been there for each other, who know that following the science and stepping up to protect each other is the best way to continue to ensure our freedoms, our rights, our values as a country.
Evan, I'm sure not everyone obviously at that protest or people who are sympathetic to that protest are racist, but some of the images and the voices that we heard come out of that protest was alarming. Canadians saw for themselves. We had swastika flags. We had the Confederate flag. We had voices that call for the overthrow of the government. Canadians saw for themselves that some voices are really disturbing and unacceptable. So I understand that there are some people who are sympathetic to the protest for other reasons, but we cannot look the other way. Yesterday was the 5th anniversary for the Quebec mosque shooting. Just a few days ago, we commemorated the Holocaust Memorial. And we always say, never again. It is alarming to see swastika being flown on Parliament Hill. Yes.
No, my message right from the beginning of this pandemic, when it came to the truckers, I appreciate everything they've done. I appreciate them bringing health supplies to hospitals, putting food on the grocery shelves. But there's three things I can't tolerate. Desecration of any war memorials or any memorials. Zero tolerance for that. You know, what people have to do, and the flags are waving around, is disgusting in my opinion. Outside of the greatest flag in the world, the Canadian flag. God bless them for waving the Canadian flag. But the other thing is, folks, there's 1 million people that live in Ottawa. You know, I hear you. I hear the protesters. The province hears the protesters. The country hears the protesters. Now it's time to let the people in Ottawa get back to their lives. These businesses that have been closed for you know, a while now, the restaurants want to reopen. So, you know, I get it. I hear you. But we have to let the people of Ottawa live their lives.
This demonstration is not only unique, but unprecedented.
A co-founder of the trucker convoy celebrated the ongoing disruption.
This is so much fun. We have all of Ottawa gridlocked right now.
Police say it's difficult to calculate how many actually came to Ottawa. Estimates range from 5,000 to 18,000, far fewer than the 500,000 organizers predicted.
It's wrong that people in Ottawa right now are locked in their homes. That this convoy has meant that people are afraid to leave their homes.
For hate incidents, hate crimes, any offenses directly related to the demonstrations.
There were conspiracy theorists about microchips, about, you know, God knows what else that go with the tinfoil hats.
Reported incidents of these demonstrators defecating and urinating in snowbanks in front of their houses.
Businesses and organizations have been subjected to harassment and threats, and these disruptions have been financially debilitating to owners and staff.
Now here's the thing, okay? Here's the one picture that they're talking about. This is a picture taken by Dave Chan, shown at the bottom of that picture. So I looked more into it. The reason why I looked into it is because I did call the Liberal Party.
Freedom of expression, assembly, and association are cornerstones of democracy. But Nazi symbolism, racist imagery, and desecration of war memorials are not. It is an insult to memory and truth. Hate can never be the answer. Over the past few days, Canadians were shocked and frankly disgusted by the behavior displayed by some people protesting in our nation's capital.
So this is a flag there that has been shown by Dave, and you know what, I don't know why he's taken that picture. I don't know what other pictures he's had. I searched for him, so maybe he understands why better than others. This is the same guy that they found him totally covered, face covered.
Now he's going. Now he's gone.
By the truckers.
We called him out. He knows.
That was done peacefully. So this is Dave Chan's portfolio here, and as you can see, really nice photography. He's really good. He's got the foreground in sharp and the background all fuzzy, separating subject to the background. And you know, some of these shots, like this one's good. It's nice little running shot there of Marie Deschamps. And of course, this looks very regal. So Dave Chan, he's Ottawa-based, award-winning photographer. And so he's really good. He knows how to take a good picture. Unfortunately, a lot of those pictures, the picture doesn't show what his portfolio shows. So I'm not sure if that's the Dan Chan. However, his experience is obviously around Trudeau, and as I can see, he's assistant photographer, editor of the Globe and Mail, and the official photographer of the Prime Minister's office. So you see where he has connections with that. And we'll go further down, and we'll see another member. Now this is the Times of Israel. This is the best one I could find. Trying to find where the initial photographs were posted. I may be wrong there. So, and this fella here, he's seen some of this stuff too, so he decided to try to post it on Twitter. He's commenting on how these flags were found. Now, if you notice these flags, these protesters here, or whatever it looks like protesters, but they're not around the protesters. I would think that you'd have to be pretty ballsy to hold that flag up. Maybe even be protected by the police not to do anything to you. Me personally. No, this is another one. This is one also done. This one's been done by Justin Tang. So that was provided by Justin Tang. We're going to go look into his portfolio too as well to see what he's about. Notice they don't have the pictures of the people in this banner. However, when I go and click on the picture and find the picture, I can. And I've seen it. There's 2 pictures I could see of that sign. So it wasn't up for very long before somebody made them take it down. I don't think it was the police because it's not against the law to wave the swastika around, and because that I guess some people feel they have the right to. Unfortunately, they're not correct. That is a symbol of a great tragedy in our history, and that flag is known all over the world to be filled with bad decisions that anybody follows it. Now, you seen that?
We can send a message
this is
all the way
King.
Across Canada.
He's one of the organizers.
Without ever having to do anything bad. And that's what we're shooting for. We're shooting to make sure that everybody does this peacefully. You know they can see the reflection from the mirror? You were doing your little dance in the mirror, and the mirror caught it, and George is just doing his groove. Get your groove thing, get your groove thing.
So there they do mention Odin and how they're affiliated with Odin. They said that the one had a picture. I couldn't find it. The Soldiers of Odin. I know who the Soldiers of Odin is. It'll explain in this article. They are a far-right extreme group in Finland. They put that together to help stop the mass immigrants coming into Finland, how they were coming in through all Europe and North America, everywhere, because they were facing their own tyrannical government. So now that they've fled here, they're safer, and that's a good thing. We don't want anybody suffering. Freedom from whom? Well, you know, it's the residents are really annoyed by what's happening. But mind you, many of those residents don't have to go out and work. They can work mainly from their home, or they're in offices. I'm sure they're downtown Ottawa. They're not doing any white or blue collar jobs. And you know, that's something. It's hard to work in a mask and blue collar jobs. I know myself. My glasses steam up. However, you know, I believe in the vaccines, but I believe that Canadians are smart enough to make the proper choices for themselves. Unfortunately, the government believes that we're not capable of looking after ourselves. Hence why they closed small businesses and kept big businesses open.
I will never give up on you guys if you don't give up on me. And I promise that. And neither will George, and neither will any of these truckers. Do not give up. We can't give
They
up.
sound kind of happy and everything, and that's where his hoodie is from. It's called Odin MFG Manufacturing, and there you go. You see a glove over on the left. That's a sure sign that there might be the rainbow colors. So you know what that means. And of course, some of these gloves are heavy hitters. That sounds violent, and I'm sure it can be used for violence. No doubt about that. But generally, I think the people like Odin. Odin is an old god in Germanic or Swedish and Norway, Finland, and hence why they took up this one, Odin. His son, Odin's son, is Thor, holding the hammer, fighting evil. And if you read all this, there's nothing about white supremacy in Odin. So that is the one. This is Justin Tang who took it. This is his portfolio. This is the kind of work that he does, and it's fantastic. He does a really good work. Mind you, he has a press pass, and he has credentials and security passes to be this close to officials, and to be this close to presidential and parliamentary authority figures. So he took the assassin Trudeau sign and helped provide that. I don't know if he was paid to do that or if he's just doing freelance. So Justin Tang does a really good job in his photography. Not much else. You have to can't see his portfolio. Hello, who am I speaking to?
Doesn't really matter.
Well,
Is there something I can help you with?
yeah, I was just wondering because I am a Liberal supporter. I'm also on the volunteer thing, but I've been looking all over the news of what Trudeau has been saying about the public, and like the views I see of that. I mean, like I know he has great concern and everything, but he's calling out people to the point of being extremists, misogynists, racists, and what else? All sorts of things. And I never thought that is like really good behavior to start slandering people that you don't even know. What are your views of that?
I support the leader. We saw this weekend, for example, when he said that was like a month ago, he went on a talk show in France and he said there was a lot of overlap between sort of the anti-vax movement and racist people and misogynists. He didn't say it's all the same people, there's overlap. And we saw the exact same thing this weekend in Ottawa. A lot of racism, a lot of very extreme racism with Nazi flags, etc.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Like a lot of racism, like it's kind of strange that a trucker convoy would attract that much hate. I really can't really understand that.
Yeah.
Like hating people, going to stores. So yes, he was.
So they're so.
Very right.
Oh, okay. So where can I find that information?
Everywhere on the internet. It's been go to CBC, go to CTV, go to Global News, go to Globe and Mail, go to Ottawa. It's practically every single legitimate news source is saying that.
Really? Oh my God! Yeah. Really? Yeah, I did notice one picture of the flag, and then they said they disgraced the Terry Fox monument too.
Yeah.
I'm from Thunder Bay. We have a close connection to Terry Fox because he died here, really, or just as he was entering into Thunder Bay.
So what's your point of view when you saw that all those props and the upset that came by Terry Fox? What was your point of view then? What were you for it?
Well, I don't know. Do you think that they disgraced it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, how did they?
The tomb of the unknown soldier.
Oh, I'm sorry. I only seen the one picture of the disgrace of the. They put a hat on his head and they put a flag upside.
Sir, no. It's been on Twitter. There's dancing. There was a military officer there when it happened. He took a video. It's been well distributed. Just
right.
Go on Twitter. Okay?
No,
I'm not too sure why you're
No, I seen the one. I seen.
You don't see it, yet you make no effort to see it. I mean.
No, I seen the one. I only seen. Sir. I seen one where he was.
I'm not gonna lose my time with someone who just closes his eyes like you do. All right.
Hey, listen, I'm just trying to talk to you.
There was vandalism to the Terry Fox statue, and someone was seen jumping on the tomb of the unknown soldier.
A service user and a security guard of the Shepherds of Good Hope were assaulted over the weekend by protesters who demanded to be fed.
Ordinary Canadians, but most importantly, political leaders, they have to open their mouth. This is a time to say, enough is enough. We're not going to have the streets of Ottawa festooned with swastikas. We're not going to have these malcontents urinating on the war memorial. We're not going to have them destroy our figures, our heroes like Terry Fox. It's absolutely unconscionable.
Bernie Farber, I want to thank you for your time today. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
And Bernie Farber is the chair of the Canadian Anti-Hate Network.
Now here's the website of the Anti-Hate Network. And they're doing their part to help get rid of hatred or any kind of racism that might be violent, and that's a good thing, that's for sure. So I went and looked at all of their what they try to do, and a lot of it seems to me that it's I believe that you can't fight hate with hate, or even fighting somebody who wants to fight. You might win that one day. However, it's better to, I think, try to show forgiveness, to show love, to show understanding. I think that is the only way that we can get past things. And if we start talking about white supremacists and stuff like that, it gives an image in my head that there's a lot of them out there. I'm 52. I live in a lunchbox town. Heavy drinking, heavy fighting throughout its history, and yes, I would be lying if I didn't see some forms of hatred or racism. However, it's usually based off ignorance, and I find if you can, ignorance is like being scared of the dark. You're not scared of the dark, you're scared of what you don't know. And that is a big thing. Face your enemies, right? And embrace them, try to understand them. You know, and that's what I did here. Not in the aspect of these guys are, I believe, trying to do their best. However, I just think that they might need a little fine tuning on their approach. Maybe saying, hey, listen, let's go all hang out and let's have discussions. And hey, would you like to join us for that or something like that? I would love to be a spokesman for that. I think I could do that. It's the direction I would like to go in my life. And also, poor Michael Cooper, that was the one politician there for the Progressive Conservatives. He was getting his picture taken, was unaware of the symbols of the swastika behind him and the hatred on that Canadian flag, and I'm sure a lot of people were. But if you see something like that, approach the person, tell them to take away their masks if you don't know who they are, and tell them to explain themselves in a way. We should be uplifting these people with these bad ideas to give them a podium so they can speak, so that people are aware that they're out there. Let's not try to cancel them. Let's try to enhance them. And in a loving way. I mean, don't enhance them just to say, well, hey, I got you or something like that. Enhance them to the point of, I'm going to try and push your narrative. I'm going to try and push your subject the best way that I can. I don't believe it necessarily, but I'll help you say what you want to. So I would suggest that people go out and see what is out there. That's what the phone call got me to do. And I went through hours and hours and hours of footage, and most of what I've seen by independents was friendly, very, very respectable, and they love their country. Their message was the national anthem of Canada. There's hours and hours and hours of live footage by different independent vloggers on YouTube alone. If you checked out other sources, you can, but YouTube should be enough to give you a real view of what was happening without editing, without any manipulation, without any kind of baloney. You can look to a vlogger. His name is Viva Fry. He's been there for 6 days, and he used to be a lawyer, and he speaks to everybody, and I think that he's going to go some places that are really big because he's so energetic and so truthful. Anyways, you all take care. We're all in this. However, we just have to embrace each other to see the right way.